Hi, my name is Joe. Welcome to a short edition of Joe's Technologies. Today, as you can see, I'm at Adafruit.com. And the reason is because it's finally time for me to get a piece of the pie. If you haven't heard about it, the Raspberry Pi has been making news around the world for the last year or so. Mainly because it was originally developed as a small ARM-based processor, and it still is, with its little board and supporting devices. And the idea was that it was for children to learn how to program. And so you've got a complete computer here, with the one exception that it has no onboard storage. So it's got memory, it's got a CPU, it has a vehicle to put out audio and video. It uses HDMI, or, well, the original one also had this little RCA jack. That's still present here, except now you need a special adapter because probably not as many people use it. Personally, I will only use the HDMI. This is the newer version, the Model B Plus. And that's what I'll be getting today. In fact, I'll just go ahead and add that to the cart. Now, people have different uses for the Pi. I mean, for one thing, it's extremely small and extremely cheap. And it has all these USB ports on it. So imagine how wonderful it is that you can have something so small. It has no moving parts. And then just stick that into a device. So some people are, I've seen weather balloons, robots, I mean, anything you can think of that just needs a little bit of intelligence. And the ability to program it, and people are putting Raspberry Pis in them. Now, in my case, mine's going to be a web server that I'll use within my house for development purposes. So I'll be writing web applications, and then the Pi will be the little server that I test these things out on and see how they would look out there for the general public. But it's also going to have a more important feature, and that is it will be my YouTube computer. Now, what is a YouTube computer? Well, currently my channel has 0 sponsors, or you could say all these videos are sponsored by me. I pay for all the stuff, I put everything together, nobody sends me any free samples. I'm not reviewing anything that I didn't buy with my own money. And so when I give you an opinion on hardware, it's just my honest opinion. Okay, now that's probably a good thing. I'm a pretty honest guy. However, in order to get ahead in the YouTube world, it'd be nice if somebody noticed me. The way to do that, tons and tons of videos. I'm avoiding using expletives here, but whatever your favorite expletive is, ton of videos is what I need to do. How do you do that? Well, you have to have a computer that sits in the corner and uploads, because expletives can be used to describe my ISP as well. So it takes a long time to upload videos to YouTube. Sometimes, and this is not unusual, I've had it where it would take 3 days to upload one video. Partly that's because I recorded at a very high resolution and I didn't compress it all that badly. I wanted to let YouTube compress the best quality video I could so it would look as nice as it could when it's streamed. And that means long upload times. But that's okay. I spend a lot of time working, so there are many hours where my ISP is just sitting there unused. Well, the Pi is going to change all that. My ISP is probably going to throttle me out of just sheer hatred for what the Pi will do. And why would I want a Raspberry Pi to do all this uploading for me? Well, I'm in a room surrounded by computers, and there's not a single computer in here that has anything less than a 750 watt power supply. Imagine one of these things sitting in the corner for a week, 24 hours a day, uploading videos. It gets pretty expensive electrically. But the Pi only runs on 5 volts of power. So if the Pi sits in the corner and uploads and it takes a week, 2 weeks, a month, or it sends up batches of videos, who cares? The only one who's going to get ticked off at me is my ISP, and I think they've long since been ticked off at me, especially after I've downloaded all of these Linux distributions. Now let's see if we can find some accessories for the Pi. As you can see, they do provide little power adapters. You know what? I'll just go ahead and get one. I have some, but I'm not really sure about the exact voltage on them because they were originally for something else, so I'll just go ahead and get that. I'll use my own keyboards. I've got my own monitor, so I don't need anything like that, but it would be nice if I had a case. Let's see. You know what? Here, let's just go up here. Shop, Raspberry Pi. I know that they have cases. Oh, good grief. Where do they hide these things? This is how you know this is live and unscripted. Honestly. remember seeing it around here. Here, I'll just say shop. I remember there being a specific category for cases. Raspberry Pi. Oh, the BeagleBone is also another little system on a chip that is also very, very popular, and it's been around for a long time. Any one of them would be good. However, the Pi seems to have captured the imagination of the world, and it's very easy to get support from other Pi people, so it makes it an ideal learning tool, at least for me. Let's see. Good grief, Pi. Well, someplace in this myriad of choices, and there are all kinds of great accessories, I remember seeing one that was specific for cases, and at the time it looked pretty easy. Come on. Cables? Isn't there one about cases? Here, I'll just say Raspberry Pi. Oh, here we go. Model B plus cases. Alright. I guess that's what I was looking for. Since I'm getting a B plus, oh, whoops, that one's out of stock. Ah, but this nice black one is in. You know what? And this looks nice too. You know what? I'll just get that. Alright, so I have my power supply. Since the, oh, by the way, the, you'll notice that this power supply in particular, here, let's go over to it. As I mentioned, the Pi runs on 5 volts of power. And this power supply, notice it has no cord. The reason for that is simply that the Pi is powered via mini USB. So you have regular here on this end and mini on the other end. I've got plenty of those cables laying around. So the only thing I need is this device. And the good thing is that you can choose the length of your own cable. So wherever it is that you want to jam your Pi and have it running, that's all you need. I have my keyboard, I have my mouse, I have a monitor. In most cases, my little server is going to run in a headless mode, but I have the monitor for my initial setup. And let's see. Oh, the one last thing that you need to have is storage. Now here's the place where you have to make a judgment call for yourself. You can either install the operating system yourself, or you can buy it pre-installed. And there are benefits to both. It's just a matter of which you want to do. Matter of fact, here, let's see what type of offerings they have today. Let's see. Operating systems. There's only 5 to choose from. Now this is probably the most popular operating system, is the Raspbian Wheezy, which is a version of Debian Linux, which has been modified for the Pi. Basically set up so that it'll run on an ARM processor. And as you can see, they're selling it on a nice little, well, I hope it's going to be a Kingston SD for 10 bucks, and it's already pre-installed. I was looking at, it's getting hard to find micro SD cards of this size for any decent price, because they're basically going out of production. Oh, and as you can see here, we have various different ones. Oh, and notice that it also comes with this adapter. The reason is that the old Raspberry Pi used a regular SD card, and so that's why we have the adapter. And the current one that I'm purchasing uses the micro SD. And normally the cards don't come by themselves. They normally come with an adapter just in case. Let's see. Oh, okay. See, it could be Noobs Lite. It could be XBMC. This is Xbox Media Center. In the old days, people were taking their Xboxes and putting Linux on them, and they turned them into media PCs. So now you can do that with the Raspberry Pi, and someone has already set it up for you, so you just plug it in, and your Pi is instantly your media center, and you can play videos and all kinds of other stuff. And because it has HDMI, it'll plug right into your computer. And they have other things. You know what? I know. I'll probably still do a tutorial where I demonstrate installing the operating system, but I don't actually have an extra SD card lying around, so I'll just go ahead and buy it. I know. You can start booing. Joe, why would you buy it pre-installed? Well, I need a card. They're not really marking up the card significantly, and they're throwing it on there for me. I can deal with that. That's fine. So my total price is, let's see, for my new web server YouTube computer, 65 bucks. You know, that's not bad. I spent more than that on dinner on Friday. As you can imagine, I ate very well. Of course, I wasn't eating alone, so it's not eating as much as you might think. So, when this arrives, I'll go ahead and have a little unboxing assembly and demonstrate the setup, and this will become the YouTube computer as well as my little development web server. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this video, and if you have any questions about the Pi that you would love to see explored or tried out, let me know. Enjoy.